in my SSB, I didn't finish my stories. Like I practiced almost some 100 to 200 pictures. I just prepared for 1 month. During my college days, I never touched any SSB books and all. He asked me if I took any coaching. I said I was confident, partially confident. People were all confident about me. The whole 4 years, I just have only one thing in my mind, that is I am an officer. I am going to be an officer.
Hello everyone, Jai Hind. So as you all know that we are here today for one of the most successful candidates interview who has recently got recommended from SSB Kolkata for SSC GS Electrical, and he has made sure that as a fresher a candidate can get recommended in a very easy and most convenient and most strategized way. So today here we have Mr. Mitra Teja. He is my college junior, my NCS junior, as well as the elite star of the 2024 batch who has got recommended recently. So let me tell this a little bit about Mitra Teja. He has recently completed his engineering from Geetam University, Visakhapatnam, from BTech EC. Thereafter, he is presently working in a software firm, as well as he was previously an NCC cadet, and he passed out as senior under officer from two Andhra Composite Technical Regiment from AP and Telangana Directorate. Thereafter, he was also awarded the best cadet from the Geetam College, as well as he has been to a lot of NCC camps. Thereafter, he has done a lot of things in his life, which we will get to know about in the due course of time. So, heartiest welcome, Mitra, as well as on behalf of whole CultSSB. Give us a little more introduction about yourself as well, so that the candidates as well as the audience will feel enlightened.
Thank you, sir. Thank you for welcoming me here. So, hello everyone. Myself, Mitra Teja. I'm from Visakhapatnam. My father works in police department, and my mother is a homemaker. My brother is network security analyst, and I finished my bachelor's of technology in electronics and communication from Geetam University, and now I recently got recommended for Indian Navy from NSB Kolkata on June 8th, and I'm very happy for that. And my NCC, my college, and cult, everything helped me a lot. And sir, I never expected that I'll be on your podcast, and that too, you will be interviewing me. You're the first person I met during my NCC selections. You are the one taking care of my selections and everything. So I'm very happy now.
That sounds really great and very much enlightened to know about this fact as well. So, Mitra, let's dive into more into your life, starting from since you did joined engineering in 2020, around 2021.
2020. Yes.
Okay, 2020. So during COVID time. So
Yes.
were you aware that you will join NCC and will you join Geetam at the very first instance?
Yes, sir. I checked before itself that if the college is having NCC or not, and I selected Geetam for that reason. And my first interaction with the college came because of NCC, as we were having online classes since then, and we were called to the college only for NCC selections for the first time. And then I visited the college, and then we had the selection process and all. Yeah.
That sounds great. That sounds great, Mitra. So, Mitra, tell me, like when you joined Geetam, when you joined NCC, because now since I have also been passed out from the same college and did the same NCC thing. So, while you were doing NCC, did you ever thought that joining armed forces will be something which you will ever think of? Because in the initial time you tried for NDA, and then so what was your thing? Like, how did you approach to this preparation and all about forces?
Sir, like I was having this dream and passion of joining armed forces since my 10th standard. So, and then I started my NDA preparation, and that didn't go very well. And then I checked for other options and alternatives. And then I came to know that BTech is a gateway, and also NCC also helps getting into the armed forces. So while joining, I did not think that I'll directly get into armed forces after this, but I definitely thought that I need to use NCC and my college life to its full potential to make myself the best and myself ready to join the armed forces.
That's pretty interesting, and that's really the thing which every NCC candidates would, whosoever is listening today in this podcast as well, would definitely acknowledge this fact that NCC not only shapes your personality, but also tune yourself more into preparation of SSB as well as for the life. So moving forward, Mitra, now since you completed your engineering, then you got placed, then you also completed your NCC with a good grade, and you were a senior and officer. So tell us about what is the importance of NCC in your preparation as well as how it helped you. How did you manage your preparation as well as engineering?
So coming to NCC, like NCC definitely teaches a lot, sir. It is not just related to armed forces. Every cadet who got who passed out from NCC will definitely have some good job in the future, and they'll definitely have a like managerial role kind of thing, because NCC teaches them many leadership skills, and it teaches how to manage people, how to manage time, and also discipline. So even I got the same thing. I didn't think that I will like learn a lot. I never thought that I would be the SU of the college, but things went in my way. So I gave my best, and the best came towards me, and that's how it
That,
happened.
that's how it happened, and that's what even a lot of successful candidates out from Geeta as well as from NCC keeps their charm always alive. Now tell us about how exactly what all things you did, the mindset preparation before directly going to SSB, because a lot of candidates out here who is listening today to you and who are aspiring to be into the Navy as well as any services will be thinking ki, what kind of preparation you did in your mind way before appearing for SSB.
Okay, sir. So to be honest, sir, I started my preparation like very lately. I just prepared for 1 month. So during my college days, I never touched any SSB books and all. Like I used to touch these books very rarely, but most of the time I concentrated on my college work. So whenever there is any event or there is any exam or any other thing related to NCC or college events or my club activities, so I gave my 100% to that. So during that time, I never concentrated on my SSB preparation. But for the whole 4 years, I just have only one thing in my mind, that is, I am an officer and I'm going to be an officer. So I should be prepared for that, doing whatever is possible. So, whichever thing I'm doing, I take it as a platform to inculcate my OLQs. So I just gave my best, like did whatever possible, and then also I got the lead position in most of the clubs I'm in.
Okay.
Like even coming to NCC or even my student chapter IET, I was the student advisor and technical lead. Coming to college events, I was the security lead, logistics lead, and all. I used to have the higher positions. So
Okay.
that was due to the OLQs which I was trying to inculcate, and it helped me a lot. So that was like days for my preparation. Then once I finished my BTech, like my mind was clumsy for a few days because I didn't know how to start. Then I decided to join Cult. So there should be some gateway again. I need to go through that. So I joined Cult. So I joined for the screening session, and then I learned about PPDT and all. But again, I was not consistent because it was like I was on my holidays and all, so I was having other works. I was not very consistent. But then I made my mind. I spoke with few of my friends. Then I slowly started preparing the general knowledge topics of like I started on 1st of May. I started preparing about Indian Navy, and previously I used to be an army brat. So I fixed my mind only for army, NCC army, and everything related to army. So suddenly now I started to learn everything about Navy, and then I increased my general knowledge and all. And coming to SSB preparation, I started it on 15th of May because one of my friend asked me like she recently got she's in the academy right now, so she helped me during my preparation, and she asked me if I'm really preparing, if I'm really prepared well enough. I'm having 15 days, am I really prepared? So I gave a thought for myself, and I was honest to myself that I'm not prepared well. I'm just reading some random general knowledge topics. I'm just watching YouTube videos and all. I didn't touch pen and book. And then that evening, I started keeping SSB Natarajan sir's book. So that was my only book for preparation. I kept that book. I read everything. I wrote everything, and then slowly started preparation by taking help of my other friends. And I also watched few of the recorded sessions of Cult. So even those helped me how to get screened in and all. I learned how to perceive the picture, all the rules for writing the story, and then main thing is micro actions. Before that, I used to practice in my college with my friends. Like I used to practice 1 2 times for a month, and that time my stories were very lame, like giving less information and all. And during one of the session, you asked me, sir, like my story is just touching the points and leaving. There is no action mentioned. So from then I started to learn what are the micro actions, and then you suggested to watch the Better India. Even it is in my subscription now. I watch it every day. So I kept my mind in a positive way, learned what are the positive actions can be added and all. And then that's how I prepared.
Okay, that was a brief thing which you mentioned, and I hope all the audience have taken a note of it. That Mitra hardly prepared for some days, but those preparation was really holistic, to the point, and not just beating the bush preparation. Because that is what is the thing. There will be a lot of candidates out here who is watching this session. They might be thinking how many months it is required for preparation. Mitra Teja is sitting right before you. He has taken hardly around 20 25 days, or I would say the serious preparation part, but in the back of his mind, he started long back in the 10th standard only. So the mental preparation which he has insisted is something, hats off to it, because he long back prepared for army and other stuff, as he mentioned that he was an army brat, and now his father is in police. So, Mitra rightly covered about each and every point, and you highlighted one or two areas which we will take a deep dive now. First is regarding you mentioned that micro actions.
Yes.
So, give emphasize what exactly is this micro action as per your language, and how candidate can inculcate those micro action in their stories.
Okay, sir. So we use this micro actions during stories, sir, while PPT writing PPT and TAT stories. So just to give an example, before cult, before cult, I used to write. He went and saved the boy. And later, it became he rushed to the spot, checked for injuries, like gave first aid. Okay, we'll make it even more detailed. Uh, Clean the wound, and then we can put a cloth over it, washed it, put a cloth over it, and then took him to the nearest first aid clinic. So this is crisp and clear, sir, than my previous answer. So all these actions are like the actions we do regularly. We should just notice them. So at least to notice them, we need some reference. Like what are the good activities which can be done? So I learned that from the Better India, which you suggested. They show all the good activities. Like that YouTube channel is very helpful in getting the themes for attached stories. So we can just notice all the activities we do for a particular exercise, and then we need to just be crisp about it.
Definitely. Very rightly covered about micro action. That is the innermost detailing, and whatever activities you do in your day-to-day routine, that is what you have to highlight in the story. As Mitra Teja was our enrolled student in like the screening batch, as well as he was also part of our interview batch. Though, as he mentioned, he was engaged in his personal activities as well, but he was watching all the sessions on a recording mode, because in Cult we provide every sessions at the best possible way, because we have got candidates from service, like who are into service, who are into working domains, and lot of areas. So, sort of diving more into your Mitra's preparation. So, as you mentioned regarding micro action, then you emphasized more into like what you were previously and how exactly you worked on. So, what was your approach when you entered your screening test? Because now a lot of candidates out here who is watching, they might be thinking as a fresher, screening is like quite tricky or something like that. And how did you approach that? And what was your few key highlights which you would like to suggest to all the audience who is watching this session?
Okay, so coming to my screening, so in screening we have three things: PPDT, like we need to write a story, discuss in the GD, and then we have OAR. So OAR is completely a separate thing. We need to practice more. So by practicing more, we can get OAR one. That is different thing. Coming to PPDT, practice itself doesn't give the way. We actually need to set up a mind. So in PPDT, we'll have like 4 minutes. But during practice, I used to finish my stories in 4 minutes. But in my SSB, I didn't finish my stories. Like I practiced almost some 100 to 200 pictures. But in SSB, time was not sufficient for me. Uh, but the lucky thing is, I made up the story in my mind before itself. Like I just saw the picture and made up my mind what the story and what is the outline and all. But I didn't get enough time. I don't know what happened that day. So I didn't finish the story. But once it is done, I was just recalling my story. I recited it for 10 times and that's it. I left it again. So it was running in my mind. And then main thing is confidence. During the group discussion, there are few more tips which even you mentioned during the sessions. So if we are confident enough, even if we don't have any particular story, after listening to everyone's story, we will get a story by then. So just we need to have a good story which can be accepted by everyone and even the assessors. So during my group discussion, everyone narrated their own stories and finally they decided for my story. So everyone supported me saying that my story is so good and they asked me to recite it again. So that gave me one more chance to speak in the GD. So that was so good.
Okay, so that worked for you, and all the audience out here, they might be thinking this is something which is really nice, and all the freshers as well as the repeaters and screen out who has given SSB. So you can take a note of it that he mentioned rightly regarding being confident, listening to others, having an empathetic approach whenever you're listening, because whenever we listen any podcast or so, we just listen to the candidates and we just think as if it is just a YouTube video. So you have to take some points as well, so that you all can take this half an hour to a 45-minute show as some valuable lessons for you. So, Mitra, now tell us, since it was your fresher attempt and you got screened in from NSB Kolkata, so what all things happened after you get screened in Kolkata, and more importantly, how did you made your mind for your psych test? Because now you were not able to complete story in the written portion, but in psych you might have definitely done. You have written all the story. So how did you basically fought back again?
Yes. So coming to psych tests, during my practice, I used to practice psychology in the early morning. I used to wake up at 5 and then I used to practice psych tests. It is because it keeps our mind clean and clear. And then once we write the story and later revise it, it will be in our brain for very long time. So if we even if we don't remember the theme and all, we will be remembering the process. So we will never forget the positive words and then the structure and all. We will never forget it. Even we'll remember the themes also. So as I practiced multiple stories and then almost some 500 to 600 SRTs and VATs. So it helped me a lot, sir. And coming to Psych Day, I just revised the basic points which are to be kept in mind before watching the screen for a photo, before watching the word and all. So that is my brain was clear, and then I attempted all the TAT, all the SRTs, no, all the VAT, and then I finished 50 SRTs. Left a few, but I gave my best. Like they were of good quality. All the stories, VAT, and SRTs. I know that. I personally know that.
That sounds great. And what about SD?
SGD, even that is prepared. Sir. I
Okay,
prepared it well. I prepared well, so that's why I'm very confident, sir, about that.
okay, that was good. So tell us something about your preparation journey of your VAT SRT. Now you mentioned you practiced a lot about around 600 SRTs and n number of VATs. So what was your 3 to 4 important highlights which you would like to share to all the people out here who is preparing for their SSB on self-paced manner as whosoever will join cult in the longer run?
Okay, sir. So coming to my preparation, it was like it started during Pandey sir's class.
Definitely.
So at that time, he said many points, and he gave us a few insights which stayed in my mind till now. So his preparation was the base, and then later I referred to SSB psychology book by Ashok sir. He is DAPR psychologist. So I read all the rules or any tips which were given by Pandey sir previously, and then I referred to this book, psychology book. In this book and Natarajan sir's book also, they mention how to approach the story, or how to approach the situation or the word very clearly, sir. So once if we read the book properly and understand it, it is like more than enough. And to have the mindset like an officer, we need a guru like Pandey sir, maybe.
Definitely.
That is how I prepared, sir.
That is how you prepared for your remaining portion of your psych test.
Yes.
Very rightly covered, and I hope all the candidates out here who is watching this session definitely will take a note of each and every key important things because he has mentioned some books which definitely you will easily get it in online forums or even you can access PDFs as well. So moving on to your second part of the testing, that is your interview. So how did you prepare for your interview as well as how well you prepared your PIQ as well? Because now you know it very well that we take a deep dive into PIQ and then we do a lot of research. So how was your approach for your PIQ and some key points which you would like to highlight for all the people out there?
So coming to my interview, sir, I prepared all the CIQs. So that was well in advance. I prepared. I went through all the CIQs every day, and then I made certain changes till the last moment. Because once we keep thinking about ourselves, we'll learn a lot. So I used to do that every day, and then even the answers used to be in my mind. So I was ready for the interview, and then I gave a mock interview uh, from an officer I know, and that was good and calm. But still, I kept my confidence, and also I was like prepared. I didn't go become overconfident and all. So I was just confident, and I was preparing still. And then coming to my PIQ, I took your PIQ as references. So I learned drawing lines while mentioning about our schoolings and all extracurricular activities. I learned that from you. So that actually was helpful in making my PIQ look clean and neat because I have many extracurricular activities and all. So I didn't know how to write it previously. I just used to adjust it somehow in that small space. But after drawing lines and all, it was clear. And also my PIQ was like very full, sir. Most of the people say that if you write too much, you need to be prepared for more questions. I used to be like, as it is, as they will be questioning on me, who else will be ready? I should be ready for questions on me. So I was ready. I feel my PIQ very well. It is very heavy. And even my interviewer said, What all did you feel? This feels so heavy in my SSB." So that is what he said. And
That's
even
very
I
well.
very many questions from my PIQ, sir. So for every part in the PIQ form, I prepared multiple set of questions and I prepared them also.
Okay.
And
So for all the audience out here, he is very well insisting to prepare CIQs because see, that is what even we also suggest all the candidates and in our programs also we do. Maybe make sure that candidates should write all the CIQ answers. It's not only about reading the question and preparing in your mind. It is about writing it and writing in such a way that in the same way you will be speaking out. That is in a speaking order, which Mitra has also insisted on. He prepared on his own in terms of what all questions can be asked from extracurricular activities and the sports or wherever he has into. So that is how should be the preparation level. So Mitra, tell us some most trickiest question which came up in your interview in your NSB Kolkata.
Sir, actually, I don't know it happened because I was a fresher or not. All the other people were very tensed and they were getting scared before their interviews. So they were a group of all freshers and repeaters also. We were sitting together, and mine was the fourth interview. So once the first guy went, everyone scattered around him and they asked what are all the questions. And the second guy, again the same thing happened. And then I just went near one guy who was from electrical background. So I just came to know what are all the questions he's asking. And then I came to know that the interviewer is not repeating the questions.
Okay.
So I thought that it's waste of knowing. He will be asking his own questions based on our PIQ. So I just kept reading my CIQs and all. That's it. And so, like, what did you ask, sir?
So the question, the thing is, any tricky question which you feel in which came up in your interview?
So I don't know why, sir. My interview went very smooth. He
Okay.
just asked three CIQs, and then he asked me regarding sports. He asked me regarding Vishakhapatnam. Like I travel Vishakhapatnam a lot. I have my own scooty. I travel almost every place in Vishakhapatnam. So I almost said a 2 minute answer for him regarding Vishakhapatnam. He said I can be a tourist guide for this place. And one question I didn't answer is he asked me what is the largest ship in Eastern Fleet. So
Okay.
I know that the flagship of Eastern Naval Command is NS Jalashwa, but I didn't know if it is the largest ship or not. I was just confused. Only
Okay.
that is the tricky one which I felt.
Okay. Was there any funny moment, or was there any kind of question he was checking your sense of humor, or if you can recollect any such question, and how did you answer it? If at all you get stuck somewhere in your questions in your interview, particularly.
There were no funny questions, sir.
Okay.
So he was smiling all the time. Even I was smiling all the time.
That
So
is
it
how it
went
was.
smooth and clean. So for whichever answer I said, he used to smile and said, "Oh, acha, so nice." So that's it. No funny question and all, and no tricky question also. And then if I forget anything, he used to just ignore it.
Okay.
Coming to CAQs, I forgot like two questions which he asked, and I remembered it later. And I asked him, "Sir, I forgot this. Shall I say the answer?" He said, "Just leave it." That's it.
Okay. So basically, your interview was so lively that he was very impressed. Okay. So tell us, Mitra, now since you have rightly covered about your interview and the smoothness of your interview. So before your interview, you mentioned these all things happened. So as soon as you left your after you were done with your interview, so many people also surrounded you. So what piece of things which you suggested to your friends there? Because now you told you were very good in your interview as well as in.
They didn't actually ask too many questions, sir, because my answer was just smile and tell whatever you wish.
Okay.
Whatever just say it on his face, he will be listening and he will be smiling. That I told only that thing, sir, because he didn't go into any technical questions. He has CIQs and everyone know their CIQs. He asked me regarding my PIQ and my city, so that's it, sir.
All right, all right. That's pretty interesting to know that, and that is very important as well as a fresher. If you prepare a lot about other stuffs, you might be missing out your own life and eventually ending up messing up in the very simplest question. So, Mitra, as he has rightly mentioned, he has filled the PIQ very holistically and religiously. So, making sure that whatever you are filling in the PIQ, if you know it very well and very confidently, then definitely nobody can stop you from just not only answering the question normally but to a very advanced way. The way he has mentioned regarding Visakhapatnam and he has mentioned all this 2 minutes. Because see, that is what is the level of preparation a fresher needs to do, as well as those who are repeater. That will be an alarming call that you need to prepare in a level which is required or desired from you as a candidate. So moving on to the most amazing and interesting part, I would say the GTO, because that happens for the next 2 days. So tell us about each and every task and the areas where you feel I did really exceptionally good, and also to mention some tips from GD, GP, at least from the starting part of the GD and GP.
So my GTO went very well, sir. Like the best part in SSB. So it happened for 2 days. And then first we had group discussion. So my group discussion went like average, sir, because I did not speak too much. All the group were too much prepared and they were putting their own points. I know that will be happening, but I made sure that even my point is heard. So I did not step back. I spoke well and I gave my points and they continued with that point also. So no one ignored that point. They continued with that. And also I spoke for more than 10 times, but people were shouting. So I just stayed calm and I felt that it is better to stay calm than shouting, than shout in the group. So I gave my points, I gave my answers and all, like points in the discussion, and I stayed quietly, sir. And coming to GP, my solution was good, but the group solution was different, but it is also very good, sir. And while discussing for the GP, the group was like in a good phase. After the GD, they were prepared that this should also not go as fish market. So they were prepared and they didn't make it a fish market. So everyone gave their own points and then it was in a calm and smooth way. And then we had group obstacle race. So in that, uh, it was very tiring, sir, because we went in summer and then Kolkata is very humid. We were almost sweating by then. We didn't even do too much of physical activity. We just finished GP and GD in AC halls. And then we went out and we started sweating. And then we had to cross all the obstacles. Then I was in the last because I and two more candidates with me, they were like well built. So we had few heavy people in front of us. So what we did is we first helped them get on and then we used to get on the obstacle. So we were mostly encouraging them. We just kept shouting for the whole complete race. And then we and the repeaters had a competition. So all the freshers were in a team and all the repeaters were in another team. So repeaters were going quickly, sir. In repeaters, everyone were fit and healthy. In our group, we had a few heavy guys. So we took some time in pulling them and pushing them and all. And then GTO used to make the repeaters gang do all the obstacles again till we reach that same place. So once everything is done, I was about to fall because by that time we were like too dehydrated. I didn't drink water that day. I don't know what happened, sir. I thought it will be fine and we'll just be out till 8. So I didn't drink too much water. I went out and that's it. I was almost falling. And then lastly, GTO told we need to run back again. I didn't fall in front of GTO, so that's it. Because I was almost like seeing stars in front of me, completely exhausted. GTO was giving the final briefing, like for that day. I was about to fall, but I just made sure that I didn't fall in front of the GTO. He told to run back to the starting point, and I just ran with all of my energy. Once he left, I fell down in the
So
grass.
that was the thing, and that is how luck comes in picture when a lot of efforts are already being put in the real grounds. So rightly covered about your GD, GP, and GOR. Tell us something about the structure part, like PGT, HGT. What was your approach, and were you able to give ideas, and how was your coordination with the group, and how exactly group performed? Because now in the GTO, maximum portion is all about group effectiveness. So how things were done in at your SSB?
Sir, coming to PGT, HGT, and command task, like these are very much interlinked. First, we had PGT and then HGT. So, after doing PGT and HGT, group will be forming an opinion on us. So, this opinion is very important in command task. So, PGT will not, I don't think it will be a platform where you can show your best, but HGT is a good thing. But in my case, uh, I did well in PGT also. Like all of them were freshers and they didn't know much on how to cross. But I watched like n number of videos related to PGT. So as soon as I saw any obstacle, I used to get multiple ways to cross it. So I used to be the one who used to first pick up the helping material, and I used to suggest and talk to them very smoothly and give out my idea. Even if someone gives any idea, oh, I came to know how to answer it to them and how to accept and how to reject also. So I learned all this from YouTube mostly, and then by the end of the PGT, like all the co-candidates came to know that, bro, next from the next time you take the lead. So they gave that confidence to me, showing that I did well. So HGT was like perfect because all of my team were good and like now experienced how to cross these obstacles. So HGT was good. And coming to command task, this was the best. So in my command task, three people called me. So first two were like average sir in their command task, so they couldn't cross the obstacle, and even GTO came to know that, so he just asked them to leave. But I called them for my as my subordinate, sir. And then GTO asked me why did I call them, because I till then everyone in the group were discussing who can we call and who is the fit guy and all. So based on that, they were calling. I called two people who were not that fit, and even they did not perform well in command tasks. So I called those people only. I called them and I told GTO that they are good, sir, and I believe they can work very good under my command. And once they came in, GT understood that I called them on purpose because they called me and they couldn't complete the obstacle. So now I was standing there and I made them finish the obstacles. So and after the commanders, even those people thanked me, sir. They thanked that I couldn't finish the obstacle and you made me finish in front of the GTO, and they thanked me.
Sounds pretty interesting, and that also shows you showing gratitude and they showing gratitude to you. So that is how it works, and rightly played in front of GTO, to be very honest. And that is how it works in the whole SSB. You have to play smart at the same time. You have to be confident on grounds because rest all things can be trained very easily. So very well covered, and that is what Mitra would like to give you the tip that you have to understand the group dynamics. More importantly, who is performing well, who is not performing well, who to be given a good chance, and whose validation could be much more associated with your assessment aspect. So very well covered, Mitra, about GTO. So now comes the last and the most like the ending zone of the SSB, that is the conference. So how long waiting period was there in your conference, and what are things were being asked in the conference part?
So maybe I waited for some half an hour, sir, for my conference.
Okay.
So my conference was uh, for 1 minute hardly, just for 1 minute. They asked me how was my stay, and then they asked me what I used to do in my free time in the center. We used to sit near the river. You might be knowing it, sir, on the bridge. We used to watch dolphins and the monitor lizard, and then we used to play in the indoor hall. And then he asked me if I took any coaching, and I said I didn't take any coaching. I prepared with help of my friends who got recommended, and that's it, sir. My confident conference went like very smooth. And but before my conference itself, everyone were very confident, sir, about me. So even before the conference day, after the GTO, everyone were like, "This fellow will definitely get in," and all. I was confident, like partially confident. People were overconfident about me because I was the one who did like most of the obstacles. I did 13 obstacles, actually 14, but I did a small mistake while doing the double barrel jump, so I did it again. So it's 13, and no one did it like that. And even my command task, all of my freshers group saw that, and they discussed it with the repeaters, and everyone were very confident. So after my conference, I came out. We had lunch, and I was just standing in front of the mirror, checked my dress and all. So I just thought that I did well. We'll see what will happen. And the repeater guy who previously got recommended from Kolkata, he was seeing me and he said, "Bro, you will get in. put your chest wide and ready because that recommended chest number will be very big. I said, I'm always ready. And we went there. So we went to that hall and we were sitting there. And one of the repeater guy, he came near me and he said, congratulations. I just saw him and I smiled and said, thank you. And then they called my name first.
So that is a moment which freezes your time zone. It's like you are above all skies and you feel that all hard work, dedication, the grit, the perseverance actually comes on ground and you feel that yes, that's the day which you felt uh, has come up very true. So how many candidates got recommended in your whole batch and
Four, sir.
four, okay, out of how many?
17.
17. So that is a quite a good number out of 17 for people getting recommended. So how many freshers and repeaters?
Two freshers, two repeaters.
Two freshers, two repeaters. So two from your group only.
Yes.
So now let us take the same approach. What you have seen all the three people who have got recommended, and you have also seen people who have not making or who have not made it. So what are two to three things are there which you felt might be correct as per who have got recommended, and what are things you feel that those who have not made it? What are areas they might be lacking, so that the people out here they can also get to know variety of people's approach.
So in our batch, four got recommended, sir. So in that, two are freshers. I and another guy. He's from Kerala, and two are repeaters. For one, it is the 10th, and for another guy, it's maybe the 8th attempt. So coming to the fresher guy, I learned a lot, sir, because he was completely clean. He have no idea about Indian Navy. He have no idea about SSB. He came there. He sat with few of the repeaters sitting there. He came to know the process, and that's it, sir. He just gave his answer as per his instincts. So I didn't think that he will get in, but he got called for 5 times in the command task. So, so then I came to know that if we are having some or the other quality in us, some offset like qualities in us, if we portray it well, that's it, sir. We don't even need any preparation. Because on the first day, the GTO will be briefing us saying that we don't need any preparation for this. You just need to show your personality here, and we will be testing that. Even that guy said, okay, they said there is no need of preparation, right? We'll stay like this. So he was confident and he was prepared about the process. So he didn't train too much about his answers and all. He came to know about that process, and that is, sir, he did well. And coming to repeaters, sir, these two guys were prepared. One got coaching from an academy, and the other guy prepared well, and he did very well, sir. He used to maintain a good rapport with all the freshers. And coming to the other repeaters, the previously recommended guy also got conferenced out this time. So what I saw is most of them were having this constant tension, and they were worried about the recommendation because one person, maybe it's his 30th attempt, he took almost 1 hour to fill his PIQ because he used to draw many lines and then write about his previous attempts. So everyone were good in their performance, but they used to have this constant stress in them. So they used to not smile during all the testing process and all. In the room and all, they used to be good and fine. But once they're in the testing ground, they used to be very tensed. One is because of the testing process, and the second thing is what if I don't get recommended this time also? So I thought that this should not be there in them. If they're confident and if they left this fear out for some time, at least for those 5 days, I feel that they will definitely get in.
All right. So very nice and detailedly covered about how exactly the mindset works as a fresh. Those who have got recommended and those who have not made it, because as soon as you told all these things, all those flashback memories of me came into my picture of being getting recommended and analyzing the people and being confident about and I used to analyze people who have got made it. So I must say that you have not only just got recommended, but you have passed through a very good score as well. Being a fresher, and that too in hardly some amount of days preparation, you have made it, and we have also analyzed the people who have made it and who have not made it, because these are some basic areas where all the candidates face issue, which is like being tensed, being worried about getting recommended, what will happen, what not will happen, and what not. So, Mitra has also mentioned regarding this that if you are confident enough, prepared enough, basic preparation, and you are going with a smile, then definitely you will perform a little different, and the requirement you will match the requirement as well. So, Mitra, let's have a quick tidbit session. Like, tell us three important things to be prepared for GTO. If you're again going for an SSB, or which you feel after you get recommended, these all things can be done in a very good way.
So coming to GTO, sir. So for the group discussions and GP, we need to have some basic knowledge about what's happening around the world, not too much into it, just a basic idea so that we can put a new point in the discussion. But we need to have good communication, and also we should not put our morale down while the discussion is happening. If we didn't get a chance to put out our point even after starting, we should not stay calm for too much, like too long. We need to put back our point as soon as possible, but make sure that that point is in sync with the group. So we should make sure that we are going with the group, and also we are participating actively. So speaking more than 10 times should be enough. That is what I feel. Then the same goes with GPU also. And then coming to PGT, HGT, and command tasks. So for this, we need to get a basic idea of how to cross the obstacle. For that, I saw multiple YouTube videos and multiple obstacles. So just by revising them, those obstacles are simple if we properly put our mind and know how to use the helping material. So now if I go to the PGT ground and all, maybe I will not be doing well, sir, because that idea might not strike to my mind, which strike during my SSB. So we need to just be prepared on how to cross any obstacle by using all the approaches and the helping material. So that comes with either practice or watching multiple videos on how to cross the obstacles. So many videos are available on the internet and YouTube. So that should be enough, or they can join cult.
Definitely. So now tell us about this thing. Three important things which every candidate needs to know for their interview preparation as well as during interview.
Okay. So for their interview preparation, sir, the main thing is they should know about themselves. So that is what is the interview. They should be well prepared with their CIQs and questions on PIQ. So as you said, most of the people think that just by reading the CIQ question and reciting the answer in our mind will be working. But sometimes during the interview, because on some kind of tension or stress, we might not be remembering our own very simple answer. So it's better to write down about ourselves. So I started by writing out my strengths, sir. I wrote my strengths, all my positive points, and few of my negative or weakness points. So that is how I started, and then I wrote my CIQs, and then I related my CIQs and my strengths and positive points. So that is how I framed my answer. So that actually helps us in the interview, and it helps us give our best answer than the like sudden answer which is formed during the interview. So preparing well enough for all the questions really helps us.
All right. And what would be some key 3 points which you personally feel should every candidate should know before they appear for psych test?
Coming to psych test, sir, first thing is stop negativity. So it's better to keep social media and all the negative influences away for some time. So once we put the negative things away, our mind will be ready to take positive things. So we need to learn what are the positive news happening around, and then like you suggested to watch Sunset TV and also a few other channels. So we should grasp all the positive points, and then we should make our mind that we should be using it in some other way, so that we are positive. We portray our quality, we portray our past in some other way, and show it in the best way in our stories or our situation reaction and all.
All right. So these all will be your key points. And so, ladies and gentlemen, these were some key points given by our successful candidate who has recently got recommended from NSB Kolkata for SSC electrical entry, and he will be joining academy soon by the end of this year for Jan 2025 course at Indian Naval Academy. That is an academy where I joined long back, and for the same course, that is for logistics as naval and as well as naval architecture. You belong from Visakhapatnam, Andhra Pradesh, and it is uh, told by a lot of people out in Vizag, and there are a lot of people in Vizag who actually prepare for higher studies. I would not say the people who have came from outside place and they are settled, but the people who are in South India, particularly from Tamil Nadu and as well as from the Telangana, as well as from Kerala, they aspire to go abroad and do some other things. So, what would be your say on that, and how did you overcome that thing? And I guess in your preparation time also, there were less officers whom you know from South India.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is true because uh, mostly in South India, uh, families mostly prefer a good, calm 9 to 5 job. They prefer good amount of salary and a good workplace. So that is what makes them take BTech mostly, and then pursue higher studies or get a job somewhere in the world. So that is what most of the people do. Even in my family, that happened with almost everyone. So there are very few people who go out of that circle and come out to join forces. So even during my preparation, uh, people used to say, and one of the officers said that there are very less people from Telugu background or the South India background in the armed forces. And they said, he also said that there is something in the North Indian people which is making them join the forces and which is not in the South people. So I just gave a thought, and I also realized that that is true. It's actually true, sir. Most of the people actually don't put so much interest. They might be having some blood rush during their teenage, but later on they will be changing their direction towards software or some corporate job, and they'll forget the forces dream. But I thought that I should definitely do this. So I made up my mind, and I thought, what is less in me? Why can't I do it? And even before going to SSB, sir, my father said one thing, like just one last motivational call. Just remember Alluri Sitaramaraju. Your voice should be loud and clear. You should be confident. You are a king. You are an officer. You're just going through a small gate, which is of 5 days procedure. That's it, and you'll finally go there. So that motivated me, sir. Like for the whole process, it motivated me, and it'll even motivate me today, sir. That few lines from my father, it motivates me very much, sir. So that is the motivation.
So very, very, very well covered about freedom fighter Alluri Sitaramaraju. For those who are from South, definitely they know him very well. And for those who are not, they might have studied in the history books and the freedom struggle and wherever you have been to. So that is the motivation of Mitra, and this video should reach to all the people who are preparing from South predominantly, because from North there are a lot of people who actually prepare for SSB and they join into services. And from South, there are people who actually join as a Jawan, as a sailor or airman. But there are little less people as compared to North in officer cadet. So Mitra has proved himself not only to the fraternity of South, but also in the whole college, that armed forces is not just a career option, but yes, it is an option which you should always think of, not only for the benefit of the people whom you will serve, but also for the whole fraternity, because each selection contributes a lot in the overall forces, and you never know who all are you are inspiring. And now, since when I got recommended from the same college, and like when I was there, that motivated my juniors. Seeing Mitra getting recommended, Mitra is now is helping a lot of people out in his college as well as here in our platform to help candidates as well as being recommended. So thank you so much, Mitra. So what would be the one last thing which you would say to all the people who are preparing from South India? Because now language barrier comes in picture.
Yes.
Because whenever they go, they feel that everywhere people are speaking in Hindi, they are giving guidance. And how actually cult helped here? Because now we make sure that if South Indian people are coming, so we make sure that at least we give them everything in English. And since our classes are in bilingual thing, so what would be your say how a candidate should prepare if they're preparing on their own as well as if they're joining cult?
So, sir, the suggestion I give is uh, SSB will be completely in English. So for that, they don't need to worry. But the thing is, we need to adapt as per our surroundings. So if we are in some Tamil speaking state, we'll make sure that we know two, three Tamil words or sentences just to make our lives easier in that place. So the same thing happens in SSB or the armed forces also. As most of the people are from Hindi background. Even I didn't know Hindi, sir. Like I learned Hindi after joining NCC. As all our PA staff speak in Hindi, that is how I learned. Even now, my Hindi is not that perfect, but I made sure that I understand Hindi well. I understand Hindi, and then I reply in English or uh, whatever the Hindi I learned. So the same thing happened in SSB also, sir. Because to present yourself in front of the interviewer or the assessors, you need English. But to maintain a good relation within the group or between the candidates, you definitely need to know the language because language is the only thing which connects people. So I'll suggest that people should be fluent in English and should be sound in Hindi also. Hindi or whichever language they should be knowing. They should at least understand few sentences or understand at least few lines or feelings of other people so that they can understand them, they can be empathetic, and then finally maintain a good relation. That is very important. And anything, anyone can do this. That is not uh, a big study or something. That is not a PhD. It is simple, and there is no difference between North or South people. Everyone have all the qualities. Even North
Exactly.
people can go and do some software jobs in foreign countries. Even South people can fight wars.
Exactly, definitely, and very well said at the very last that South people can also fight war, and there is no distinguishment or no differentiation between South and North. Just that people feel that there is some difficulty, so Mitra has break all some stereotypes, and those who are watching Mitra as an idol or as an inspiration, definitely he has overcome it. See, if you can see, he has learned Hindi in the last span of 3 years in his NCC tenure, and that too very short period of time you spent in NCC. And now, definitely in the service life, we will be fluent, much fluent in Hindi as compared to any other people who knows Hindi. And that is how it works. That shows also social adaptability and the skills, the learning attitude, which even SSB is wanting from you. Mitra, last question before we close this talks, as a lot of candidates out here, they might have taken a lot of points. So, what would be the piece of thing advice which you have felt during your whole course of SSB preparation that should be kept in mind? And when you joined Cult, how things got easy for you, and at the same time, what other people are doing in your SSB, and what would be things you would suggest people at the end?
So I suggest that uh, cult is a very good place to start, sir. So for beginners, people might think that all the recommended people, repeaters will be in cult and all. So it might be difficult to cope up in the meetings and all. But that was not the thing in my case because I thought that previously. I used to not take any coaching or join any class. So, but then made my mind that I should be doing something. I should start preparation. So I got in, and then most of the people were freshers, and there were also a good number of repeaters also. But everyone went on the same page. Like everyone is preparing, everyone are learning stuff, and it is very helpful. And the only thing to put in mind is we need to be consistent. So the preparation should not be there just while putting a book and paper in front, book and pen in front of you and sitting on a chair and table. So even whenever I go out and all, I see some random picture in front of me. It can be in a traffic or something. So I just recollect some story. So I'll make some theme and I'll just attach a story and few lines to that. So it'll actually help me whenever I see the picture in tat. So it'll help me get the theme immediately. And the same thing with VAT also. I used to see random words on the road and I used to frame a sentence. So this is how our preparation should be. We should be consistent, and as Pandey sir used to say, every day is SSB, and every day we will be preparing for SSB. So I used to do that, sir.
So that sounds great. Mitra has mentioned a point regarding point of seeing things in and around you, practicing themes and as well as seeing words. That is what is known as blink method, which we in our current programs we focused more into because we being an engineer, we have always seen one thing that there is always a smart way of preparation rather than being a rote learner and being writing a lot of stories. Practicing your mind and implementing thoughts in your mind is something which will not only help you to frame your mind in a holistic way, but in such a way that it will be in a long run preparation. Even though when you're walking, when you're driving, whatever you're doing, traveling, all this preparation phase will come in picture. So thank you so much, Mitra, for joining today and sharing your valuable experiences and tips and tricks, which not only for sure will help candidates, but will help candidates in the long run. Even when you join academy, it will help other subordinates as well as sailors as well to prepare for the SSB. So thank you so much for joining in today's guest talks, and we hope you enjoy in your academy as well as be one of the finest officer in the Indian Navy. Thank you so much and
Thank you,
wish
sir.
you all the
Thank you
very
for
best.
calling me as a guest. And I never expected this, but I'm very proud now. And I'm also happy that this will be helping many of the candidates and also many of my juniors who are asking me constantly for preparation tips. So I hope this helps everyone.
Definitely. So for all the candidates out here who has watched this video till the end, I would say that all the important links will be attached of Cult SSB as well as you can watch this video in our Instagram portal as well as on the YouTube as well now. And you can reach out directly to me as well as to Mitra as well by directly contacting us. For the courses, you can just DM us on Telegram, WhatsApp, or Insta platform. And for whatever information you can comment your queries, I and our whole team will be addressing the same. And do let us know what was the best moment during the whole phase of the interview, this thing. And make sure that you prepare holistically for your SSB. Our team cult as well as whole fraternity of our SSB will not only help you to get recommended, but will make sure that you top in merit as well. Thank you so much for watching this video till end. Jai Hind.